you can see here, we're in my dining room that I'm in the middle of renovating. And part of that's because I'm going to have to move soon. And so what I'm kind of working on right now in the middle of this renovation is kind of converting my shop into a series of mobile benches. So, you know, I've had a shop vac and a dust stopper kind of on the floor in my garage for years now. I don't think I ever showed it on the video. It's just some tubes. And I decided to kind of follow some other people's lead and build this mobile kind of stacked one that I can then move between shops, move kind of between areas, as I think my shop's going to have to go on the road in the future. So this is just a quick video. Lots of people build these. This is just a quick video to show you how I built mine and how you could build one too if you wanted to. So let's get to work. What I have here are 2-inch kind of couplers on one side and 1.5 on the other. So literally those can just go on. I guess you could glue them if you wanted. And then we can go ahead and work with the pipe. This is a super easy build. Probably the first thing that you should do if you're setting up a bit of a DIY shop. All right, and then the next thing, right, so remember these are 2 to 1.5, you know, so this is, what is this, 10-foot length, I believe, yeah, 10-foot length of 1.5-inch pipe. Yeah, so I'm just going to cut this into 4 pieces so that I don't have to buy more than one pipe and I don't have any scrap lying around. All right, so yeah, the lengths are cut. And the reason we're using 1.5 is just, you know, the 2-inch isn't going to have clearance on here. So, yeah. All right, so this is attached. To be honest, I'm not that interested in spending very much on this, so I think 20 inches square might be better, but this piece is like 17 by 20, and it's going to fit just fine. And then I don't have to cut a piece of wood, I can use a piece of scrap. So that's what I'm going to do. The plan, I saw someone else do this, is that I've just got these caps, and so yeah, we're going to attach those caps to the bottom of this wood, cut a hole for the bucket, and we're basically done. Yeah, so this is going to work fine. I am just going to use 1.25-inch deck screws that I'm countersinking. Try to make this roughly square. 1 1/8. 1 1/8. Yeah, there we go. Sweet deal. I mean, we can do some measurements to try to center this thing, but I'm not that worried about that. So there you go, 3.5. Just gonna mark that. Four 3/4. So there you go. Eyeball the center. So that's the bottom of the bucket. The bucket is tapered as you go up, and so obviously you need to cut this hole bigger. All right. So yeah, having it come down to the lip is actually a pretty good distance. So I'm just going to use, this is the cable of the shop vac, the electric cable. So the circumference here is, let's say 36 inches. 36 divided by pi actually gets us the diameter, which is like 11 and a half. So if we try to square out the middle of this, so 17. All right, so there's the middle. Means from the center here, the radius needs to be 5 3/4, which is there. So it actually only takes the circle out. 3/4 of an inch from tracing the bottom. And that should get you right to the lip of the bucket. So yeah, the circle is centered. We found the center of the circle, measured out to 5 3/4, which is the radius of the circle at the top. And that, you know, if you're just adding, you know, that adds 3/4 of an inch around the perimeter. So here's how we're going to draw the bigger circle. Piece of string. Alright, so yeah, cut a pilot hole for jigsaw. Perfect. All right, so there we go. This falls right to the lid. There's a little bit of play, but I'm not worried about that. There is 2 inches and a bit of space where this vent is. This is a super easy build. Should definitely do this for your wood shop. Okay, so you can probably see that I sort of tried a bunch of different ideas for drilling into this. If you can go 20 by 20 or maybe even a little bigger, I think you'll have a little bit more room to potentially drill holes to mount your stuff in the wood. You can see, you know, I tried a bunch of different stuff and it just started making me nervous about how like little plywood would be left. So what I did was I went to the hardware store, you know, and I took this and I did my favorite thing. I walked around for a long time until I found something I think is going to work pretty well for this. Yeah, this is just meant for hanging pipe. So this is meant for hanging 2-inch pipe. And I think I can attach it. And this is going to hold everything just right. These were like $1.70 or something at Menards. So yeah, $10 to the bill. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna kind of attach this kind of straight across here so that it is, this little kind of Y part is touching the post. All right, so here's the final build. Pretty compact, it's pretty mobile. You can see I can store all my little bits of hardware on these kind of pipe hangers. I put 3 on each side just for the sake of symmetry. These are nice because they're really flexible. You can bend them into whatever shape you need depending on your future needs. You can take them off. It's a little bit less clean, I think, than some of the ones I've seen where people drill holes in the wood. But if you're like me and you're just trying to make a go with a piece of scrap, I do think this is a pretty good and cheap solution that doesn't really change the functionality very much. Yeah, so here it is.